What's up, folks? My name is Brett, and I'm new to the Boost Brothers Garage channel. Now, you might have seen me around. I'm pretty much like everywhere. TikTok, YouTube, Instagram. I make videos just all over the place because I like making videos and I like talking about cars. Maybe you've seen the 5-cylinder BMW E30 that I'm currently building, or perhaps you've seen my 07K Swap Mk2 GTI. Whatever the case may be, if you have seen me before or you haven't, it doesn't matter. I'm here. So if you guys didn't see the Boost Brothers last video, the Boost Brothers Garage is actually now under new ownership. Now don't worry, that doesn't mean anything's gonna change. Nothing crazy is gonna happen. We're still making our 07K 944 swap kits. But the new owner, Dave, reached out to me because I've been making automotive content specifically on the Volkswagen 07K for about a year now, and I've started to gain some traction over on my social channels. So this is kind of like a trial period. See how the Boost Brothers Garage page responds to me, see, you know, how we can grow stuff, try a couple videos out, and if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But I want to give you guys the best content ever, do some sick stuff with the 07K, freaking just make the community a better place and just have fun while doing it. But I am not the focus of today's video. The focus of today's video is the 07K Mark II. Now this bad girl right here, although she looks like a complete pile of junk right now, freaking rips. So obviously, yes, this is an 07K Swap Mark II. It has an integrated engineering intake manifold, integrated engineering billet valve cover, APR high performance coil packs. It has 16x8 RML snowflakes with a 205/40/16 Nexen Tires SU1 with some EBC brakes, yellow stuff pads, and EBC brakes drilled in slotted rotors. Now underneath the car is a 2-inch Milltek catback exhaust that was intended for the Mark II GTI. I'll show you guys what it sounds like here in a minute, but I'm just gonna be honest with you guys. The downpipe broke because I was doing so many 7,000 RPM launches, so I need to fix the downpipe, so there's a little bit of an exhaust leak. Now as far as the interior goes, it's just a stock Mark II interior. I haven't really had, you know, time or money to do anything crazy with the interior. To be honest, I'd love to do bucket seats and a roll cage, but I spent all my money on the engine swap, so I ran out. Cold start time, baby. I'll tell you what, this puppy sucker right here sounds good. All right, so now the footage is gonna be shot with my iPhone, so if there's a change in camera quality, that's why. It's an iPhone 14 Pro, so camera quality's not bad, but it's not the same as my actual camera. Anyway, let's rip this thing. It's so good, dude. It's so much fun. So to give more background on this car, this is a 1986 Volkswagen Golf GTI. I bought it from the original owner who's owned it since 1986. So this car was all original. Freaking, the interior was mint. Now, even though this car was an original owner, I'd still say it was like a 7 out of 10 all around. It wasn't in pristine condition. There was rust. It lived its life in Cleveland, Ohio. So just not a great place to keep a car nice. It's seen salt. It's not a museum car by any means, but it was still really nice for a Mark II. So the car started its life as an original 1.8 liter 8 valve, and when I bought the car, it had 120 original 1,000 miles. And from there, I enjoyed it for the next 2 to 3 years. I daily drove it during the summer. I just enjoyed the car and had fun with it. Now, it was pretty much all original. Like, it still had the struts on it from 1986, and eventually I replaced those with Raceland coilovers. I'd really like to get another set of some nicer coilovers, but, you know, we'll get there when we get there. But eventually, the 1.8 8 valve got tired, and it started to leak from the rear main seal, so last year, I pulled the engine out and was going to replace the rear main seal on the original 8 valve. But as I pulled out the engine, I started to do some refreshing to the subframe, refreshed all the bushings, the control arms, suspension, blah, blah, blah. I refreshed everything, and I thought to myself, you know, while I'm in here, if I'm doing all this stuff and making it look all nice, I might as well paint the engine bay. So I painted the engine bay. And after I painted the engine bay, I was like, you know, I've always wanted to do the 07K swap, and everything's really nice now in here. So why don't we just do the 07K swap? So I bought a swap kit. And then I bought an 07K. And then I bought an 02J. And then we had the engine in the car, and then it just spiraled from there. And now we have this monstrosity of a car that is, I love it. It's so much fun. And my neighbors probably don't enjoy it that much, but they live in the country, so it's mostly quiet for like 95% of the time, so it's fine. Let's rip it. I think we're running out of gas. We were breaking up a little bit there. The gas gauge does work, and it is reading empty, so we're probably out of gas, to be honest. Let's whip around before we run out. I'll have to go get a gas can. This car, it needs some work to be able to, yeah. I'm not going to talk about that on YouTube. Anyway, this car is a freaking blast to drive. It rips. It's so much fun. It makes all the right noises. It's really smelly. And it's just like such a raw driving experience. It's super sketchy. Like, it's sketch. Like, yeah, we're definitely getting low on fuel, but that's all right. I filmed the whole thing earlier, but I filmed it with like my high quality camera, and something about the image stabilization, it looked all wonky, so I couldn't use the footage, but it is what it is. I'm gonna show you guys the one thing that I love about this car. This car is freaking awesome. Ready? Like, I could just do a 7,000 RPM launch and it doesn't care. It just takes it. It loves it. It's, dude, this thing is so freaking awesome. If you have a Mark II and you're contemplating, 1.8T swap, VR6 swap, 2.0 ABA swap, or an 07K swap, I, without a doubt, with all my bias involved, I say 07K swap. If you want a fun car that is gonna put a smile on your face, it might not be the fastest. It might not be the coolest. But this thing is so much freaking fun, dude. Like, I can't explain to you guys how much fun I've had in this car since I've gotten it driving in the past 6 months. It's like, listen to the limiter. Like, that's so good, dude. That's so cool. Oh my goodness. Now that limiter is not stock limiter. That is a limiter that I had Jason from RevMat Performance, my 07K tuner, do for me. What a freaking, dude, what a great car. Let me get you an outside perspective on the 7,000 RPM launch. It's so much fun. How freaking sick is that? I'm treating this thing like a Honda. It's a Volkswagen. I beat the living crap out of it. It starts right up and it's ready to go. So if you're a fella out there and you want to 07K swap something, I highly recommend it, dude. They are so much fun. Especially a 944 Porsche, which we make kits for, wink wink, in the pre-orders right now. You can go get yourself one. Now obviously this thing is pretty rough looking. It's got mismatched panels, the freaking hatch is red, the fenders are painted up here. I did a little test spot of the yellow color on the hood because I really wasn't worried about it. It's getting a wrap, don't worry, it's getting a wrap. I have a livery made for it. I'll post a picture up here. So that's what the car will look like. It'll get wrapped eventually. It's just a matter of time and money. And that allows me to further explain, if you guys didn't know this, I'm a school teacher. So I teach elementary kids, kindergarten through 4th grade. I teach them how to read, write, spell. So if you know anything about the American public education system, wages for teachers are not that great. So it's just a matter of time and money of getting the wrap done. But we'll get there. The content stuff is doing really good though. So that's cool. But ultimately the Mark II is one of my favorite cars that I've ever driven. It's so much fun. It makes all the right noises, has all the stinky smells that you want out of a freaking have fun car. So honestly, that makes me kind of wonder, do you guys want to see like a Mark II swap kit from Boost Brothers Garage, or maybe like a Mark I swap kit, or maybe Mark III, or just something, just all the 07K swap kits. Now the Mark II is not the only 07K swap car that I have. This is my 1987 BMW 325i that I'm currently swapping a Volkswagen 2.5 liter 5-cylinder 07K into. Wow, that was a lot of words. This car will be a drift car. I bought it completely gutted. It already has a roll cage into it. The roll cage isn't beautiful. It's not perfect. There's some areas that I gotta fix, but it's a really good starting point for a drift car. The way that the E30 market is nowadays, it was a really good deal. It was $1,500. It's relatively rust-free. There's a couple spots that I gotta fix, but the E30 market is nuts. It's ridiculous. So I got a really good deal on it. So the 07K in this car is actually a 200,000 mile 07K that I picked up at the local junkyard for $200. I have an S&P Automotive transverse turbo manifold on here, and this thing is freaking beautiful, dude. Like what? Now, the other thing that I've caught some flack for is the RX-8 transmission that is currently on the car. Now, on the internet, obviously, people are going to have their opinions, their thoughts, and their comments, and that's fine. I honestly, if you have a hateful comment to leave, it's fine. I usually like to respond with something funny and just kind of mess with you. It's fine. I get bullied by tiny children all day. They say that I look funny, that I look weird today, so your words can't hurt me, because small children, elementary-age children, are very mean. They're very mean to me. Anyway, I chose to do the RX-8 transmission because of a couple factors. So I have a trans adapter from RX-8 gearbox adapters out of the United Kingdom, and then an RX-8 gearbox that I bought from a local junkyard for $200. A lot of people were like, you could have got a CD009, you could have got a Getrag, you could have got a ZF. All those in my area run me about $1,000, and I don't have that kind of money. I can't you know, go drop $1,000 on a transmission, I'm going to be eating dirt for the rest of the month. This is one of those projects that I'm just trying to make it happen with what I have. Like, just look at the shop that I work out of. It's a 10 by 20 shed that the freaking Amish built. Like, I don't got it like that. I'm just trying to make stuff happen, entertain people, and build freaking sick cars. Anyway, this puppy sucker right here will get an Arashi G3660 turbo slapped onto it, and she'll be making some freaking jam. I wanted to use the 07K platform for a drift car because, one, I wanted to show the world how good the 07K engine actually is, and two, I'm very familiar with the 07K engine, having the one in my Mark II, and I really just didn't want to learn another engine platform yet. As much as I do want to show the world how cool these engines are and how great they are, I really hope that we can kind of like gatekeep them a little bit, so all of like the people who are into cars, because it's the trend right now, hopefully they don't like start to buy them and make them a lot of money, because I like them at $200. That's a really good price point. Now, I know this video is a lot of talking, but that's just kind of one of those things where I have to do like an introduction video to the Boost Brothers channel on who I am. But if you like me, you like my cars, you like my E30 project, you know, why don't, you know, we make this thing happen? Dave and I are just going to test this out, see how the audience responds to me. I hope you guys like me. I'm a very big people pleaser, so if you guys don't like me, I might be a little bit sad and a little bit disappointed, but that's all right. Moving forward, we'll do another E30 project video, but if there's anything in particular that you guys want to see from me, I'd be happy to do that. Oh yeah, I got ducks too. I got 5 ducks. They're the ladies. Say hello to the ladies. Anyway, it would mean a lot to me if you could leave a comment down below and let me know how you guys like me, how you like the style of videos that I make, and if you guys want to see me continue to work on the Boost Brothers Garage channel. Thanks a lot for watching the video. I appreciate your guys' time, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Okay, good night. I love you.